Hey everybody, happy Monday, it's Kit here and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Through the Veil Adam and Alice prequel saga. Oh boy, we are kicking off pretty much exactly right where we left off last time. And it is finally time for the Fate sisters to meet once again for the first time in a very long time. So this will probably be a little bit of a longer one, but we're gonna get through it. And yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy. Evie was exhausted. When she had arrived home that morning after being out all night with Daphne and the underage party, well, she knew something wasn't quite right when she went to her fridge and found her honey cake missing and plenty of fruit gone. She examined everything with a fine-tooth comb, eventually seeing everything Felicity had taken and the one painting she had left behind. Fel was up to her old ways again, and now it was Evie's turn. So instead of sleeping, Evie spent her day re-upping her magical wards and trying in vain to reach her sister. And there was only one thing left she could do, really. Go to her sister's tower and hope the mischievous twin was home. There she was, dancing without a care in the world, as if she hadn't been frustratingly elusive for the last few weeks. The door opened on its own when Evie politely knocked. She was too tired for this. But Alice was more important than any beef she had with her sister. She could sleep after this. Felicity began to clap mockingly upon her sister's predicted arrival, but said nothing. She just clapped for an absurdly long time, ignoring her little twin's neutral greeting. "Good evening, Felicity." It was so quaint, neutral, polite, boring. Evie couldn't help but feel a small trickle of frustration at her sister's carefree attitude, as if it was just another night, mocking Evie for all of her efforts to find her these past days. Seriously, why couldn't Fel grow up? "Felicity, I need to talk to you about something," Evie began, fighting a yawn. Her twin just kept dancing. "Felicity, are you listening?" "Oh, come now, don't do this," Evie wanted to beg. But she wouldn't stoop to Fel's level. At least not yet. Eventually, Felicity sat down and looked at Evangeline expectantly, with a knowing glint in her green eyes that made Evie frown. "Fel? You forgot, didn't you?" Felicity sang song triumphantly. "Forgot what?" Evie couldn't sound any more exasperated even if she tried. "I told you, the next time you decided to grace my presence, you had to bake me something." Fel pouted with a wide grin. Evie scowled and spluttered. "What? But No, but... No, I won't speak to you until you've given me something delicious." She clapped her hands, much to Evie's annoyance. "Felicity, I don't have time for this." Still, Evie did what her sister said, remembering the rule when dealing with her annoying twin. Just go along with it. Fel tended to listen when she got her way anyway, and Evie was trying to ask for a big favor. Felicity just ignored her, getting a drink. "Can we talk while I do this?" Evie kept trying to get through to her sister despite Felicity never once acknowledging her sister's presence. The exotic fruit pie was not Evie's best work. It was overcooked and filled with her exhaustion and frustration, but still, it was food. Felicity was eager to give it a taste, remembering her sister's delicious cuisine. But this was definitely not it. "This is not your best work, little twin," Felicity said after a few bites, quizzically looking at her distracted sister. Evie was once again looking at the ignored text thread between her and Alice, fighting exhaustion. She was so close. Just a little more. "Yes, well, I've been distracted recently. And I really, really need your help, Fel," she whispered. Fighting another yawn, she put her phone away and put on a cheery smile. "So, what do you say? Ready for the negotiations to begin?" Sarcasm was not Evie's thing, but she was exhausted and so very tired of this game her sister always played. All she wanted to do was help Alice, and she wasn't strong enough to do it on her own and make sure Alice was okay, to make sure that all of the rules and lines were solid and not crossed. She needed Fel's help. Felicity inspected her sister for a moment, setting aside her exuberant persona. Evangeline was serious. Sarcasm was not her sister's usual way, which told her Evie was annoyed. She knew her little twin had grown tired of Felicity's ways, which was part of why she did them, but still, Evie was here, asking for help. Begging, really, even under extreme exhaustion. Fel felt the excess magic leaching from her sister. If she pushed herself much harder, she was going to overload, and it was not something Evangeline dealt with well. "Sure," Felicity began, with a rare, caring undercurrent in her tone. "But first, we will sleep. You need to rest, sister. I won't have any arguments, not if you want my help with whatever matter is so urgent. There's likely nothing we can do tonight anyway. I am not agreeing to help, mind you, but..." Her eyebrows raised as yet another yawn overcame her little twin. "Sleep," Fel said, standing up and dragging her sister unwillingly upstairs. And this was how the sisters spent one singular night in the same place for the first time in many, many years. No fighting, no arguing, no magic being flung or counteracted. Just peaceful rest. The next morning, Felicity woke up freshly rested and excited. Happy, even. She had gotten her way. Evie was taking a rest. This gave her time to think about what she wanted. Evangeline must be in trouble, or asking for a big favor for her to come to Felicity. The sisters were polar opposites, fire and ice, a match made in heaven and hell, as fate casters tended to be. So for her to come here, it must be huge, or, well, huge for Evangeline. Certainly something that would upset the elders and the precarious balance, blah, blah, blah. Felicity didn't care about that stuff, and Evangeline knew it. It also most certainly involved helping someone, possibly even a mundane, and it would involve some dastardly magic. Felicity was willing to help, certainly, especially if it was going to be fun. The question was, what did she want from this arrangement? Hours later, Evangeline emerged from bed and went for her stolen honey cake, munching on the sweet goodness. And despite the fact that the pie was not Evie's best work, Fel grabbed for it anyway. "What are you making now?" Fel had to ask after the quiet, peaceful breakfast. Evie shrugged. "You'll have to wait and see. Besides, you were right. That pie wasn't my best work." And as she cooked, Evie brought up the elephant in the room. "Now will you hear me out? I've done everything you've asked. I'm rested and ready for the verbal sparring you are likely going to want to engage in. I am making some good quality food for you. What else do I need to do?" "Not be a goody two-shoes for one?" Fel replied with a smirk. Evie sighed. "Fel, how am I supposed to not be who I am? We've been over this many, many times before. I am good. You are evil. But look, none of this matters, okay? Will you hear me out or not? Why must you put a label on everything, little twin? You aren't so good if you are here needing my help, because that likely means it's something dastardly. It is, Evie said simply. I need your help freeing a friend of mine from an abusive relationship. They are both mundane. She is pregnant. And he's hurt her. The next time will be worse. Ignoring her sister's grumbling, Evie stirred the boiling pot. I can't kill anyone, Val. And I already did something to him. You what? I am asking you for this. It's important, Val. And why should I care about some mundane woman's troubles? I suppose you don't. But you care about me. And there it was. The truth that was a large, heavy presence in the tower. Val's care as she had put her sister to bed the night before, the little tender smile as she fell asleep watching her little twin's sleeping face. You can deny it all you want, Felicity, Evie began as her twin began to curse expletives in the denial. But it's the truth. This means a great deal to me, and I'm willing to go along with whatever you want to do, as long as it was within my means and bonds to do so, which meant no killing, mischief, or dark tendencies. Please, Val. Please help me. And so the sisters sat down, both ready for the negotiations to truly begin. Good versus evil, as Evangeline had pointed out before. Felicity didn't like things being so black and white. Evangeline was about law and order. Felicity was about pleasure and fun. But there was something that Felicity did want, and she found herself willing to help a lonely, mundane human if she got what she wanted. Fine, I will help you, but it is going to cost you dearly. Sweet relief spread through Evie's system. She knew it was going to cost her, but as long as Alice got the help and life she deserved, Evie could handle her twin. I know. So, are you ready to hear my general idea? Oh, I know it's going to be basic, right? I saw your guest bedroom. I can't believe I thought you had slept with somebody. You are admitting you broke into my home? I admit no such thing. Of course, dear sister. Evie and Felicity got dressed and cleaned up, once again sharing a strange, almost companionable silence. Fel would never admit it, but she had missed this. You know we have to duel first, right? Fel demanded a while later. Must we? Evangeline sighed. It was such a childish remark. Yes! Let's see who's better this time. It's been... Felicity struggled to remember. Many generations, Evangeline reminded her, setting up a portal. Oh no, we're going to do it outside. I am not going to the magic realm with the other stuffies, Fel sniffed. Evangeline gave her a look. You were summoned before the council again, weren't you? Nope, and don't even begin to worry about me. It's so sad that you do that, little twin. Now let's get it, Fel cried under the bright sunlight. Finally, some fun. Feelings were hard work. But what about the mundanes? We might get in trouble or worse, hurt someone. Her shield charm barely blocked her sister's following spell. Her following shield charm did much better as Evie got back into the groove of dueling. Oh, come now, Evangeline. Trust in that pesky veil you love so much and fight! Both sisters drew on their respective powers. One of light, one of a dark, murky gray. Both powers that had been honed and grown over many long years. When the two forces met, It caused a boom unlike any other. The Fate bloodline was among the ancients, after all. Their duel lasted several minutes. Fear tickled Evangeline's heart as mundanes walked by, but the veil protected the sparring sisters from sight, and the humans from rampant, errant magic sparks. Felicity was cackling wildly, clearly having the time of her week. Then, just like that, the fight was won. Both sisters had fought well. Neither had budged. It was a true testament of skill. Evangeline's invisible grip wrested Felicity into the air, breaking her twin's concentration. Felicity flew into the air as Evangeline finished her final spell. "Oh my, I did it!" Evie squealed. She couldn't remember the last time she had won a duel. Felicity felt an ugly anger spread through her system. She always won their duels. But she had to give it to her sister. It was a well-earned win. Clearly, Fel had grown lax with her casting practice. The weather changed to match her mood, a consequence of the rogue power thrown around from the fight. Evie always tamed that power. Felicity set it free. Both seeking shelter from the coming thunderstorm, Felicity was still upset. "Fine, you win. What is your dumb plan?" It was probably going to be super simple, stupid, and boring, and infuriatingly would likely do the trick. Evangeline checked her phone once more, texting Alice to see if she would respond. "Hey, long time no see. Boba tea tomorrow? Or sometime this week?" Well, I think if I handle getting Alice to run away with me and you handle Adam, that would be best. Although I'm not sure about how to make Adam forget about her or not come and try to find her. Really, what to do with him. "Simple, boring," Fel burst out, rolling her eyes. "But fine. I'll handle the abusive boy toy, I guess. You can handle the weepy woman." "Felicity, don't Felicity me. I am helping you, remember?" "Okay, you are right. I am sorry." Evie smiled reassuringly. "And thank you for this." "Don't you thank me? But I have to ask, is this going to get you into a lot of trouble? The summons..." "Like, I give a damn about the stupid summons, sister. And of course it's going to be trouble, otherwise you wouldn't have come to me. You can't help but avoid the hard, dirty work." Felicity grumbled and snarked. "I just want this to be done right." Evie flinched. Right. Because you never paid attention during the darker arts courses. You never wished to tame the darker side of your innate nature. You wanted to stick within your cozy little corner of the light. But things aren't that simple, Evie. They never have been. The longer you cling to it, the more naive you will grow to be, and I won't always be willing to help you with whatever swamp you find yourself in. Seeing her little twin's hurt expression, Felicity softened just slightly. "But I will help you this time. In more ways than one, but Evie didn't need to know that just yet." And so, as the storm raged on outside, a pact was made between sisters. "So, it's a deal then?" "A favor for a favor," Evangeline giggled. "A favor for a series of favors," Felicity corrected with a knowing smirk. "I would offer you a drink, Eves, but you don't drink." "I'll toast with water?" "Oh, that's just boring," Fel drew out. but got the dumb water listening to her sister's next question. But what are you going to do about Adam? Her sister's concern was just adorable and misplaced. Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head over it. Felicity plopped the water down and pulled out her phone. I know somebody. Later, when Evangeline got back home, hurriedly running from her sister's rampant storm, she wondered if this was the best idea. It was too late now. The deal had been struck. A blood pact between twins was absolute. The word of the fates had been spoken. The Fate sisters were back together, whether anybody wanted that or not. Ba-ba-bum. Okay, so y'all got a 20-minute episode. Whoopsie. And that kind of concludes the Fates arc within this arc. Yeah, so Alice inadvertently helped sisters get back together. I'm not so sure that's a good idea. Well, if anyone thinks it's a bad idea, we all know what little mundane woman to blame. Anyway. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We will be seeing them again at some point. Because of course, Evangeline now owes Felicity a series of favors. Any guesses on what those might be? Do you have a favorite sister? I love them both equally. But yeah, so next time, it is finally time to go back to Alice and to get her out of that situation now that Felicity is done, well, being Felicity for the moment. And I'll be curious to see what is done about Adam. Anyway. Guys, happy Monday. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. You know, if you want to let me know, you can. I don't know. I'm awkward. I really should just stop blah, 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 blah. I should stop talking. There we go. That's what I'm going to do. So have a great week, guys. And, yeah. Bye.